And welcome back. Well, some people use beneficiary designations as their main estate plan, but our next guest says that doing that comes with some hidden dangers. So Al Spiegel is an attorney and partner at the McLario firm, where one of their areas of practice is estate planning, and he's going to give us a little schooling today. Good to see you, Al.
We're going to try, yes.
We're going to try. Okay, so again, this is all about the 5 hidden dangers of beneficiary designations.
Right, so the idea is someone goes into their bank or their financial advisor and they get told, don't worry about a will or a trust, just put beneficiaries on your account and it'll be fine. And guess what? It's not fine, because that person, may or may not know what they're talking about, and they don't know what the rest of your story is.
Got it. Okay, so these are the 5 hidden dangers. I'm going to run down them. You're going to know what they mean, not me, because the first one is missed property.
Yep, so the first big one, when people come into my office and say, hey, we don't need a will, my banker told me to just put beneficiaries, I say, what about your house? And they go, oh, never really thought about that before. So there is other property that you may not have considered. There might be accounts at other banks, or your house, or your car, or different things that you want to have treated in a specific way that, if you don't do anything, is going to have to go through the courts. We don't want that.
What if you just put someone's name on the property? Does that count?
You can, but depending on what kind of property, those processes are different. Or like in Wisconsin with cars, that's really difficult to do. I mean, unless you want to make them the owner right now, which is another big can of worms you probably don't want to open.
There we go. See, this is why you have to really talk these out. Okay, number 2, no pot of assets to pay expenses or gifts out of.
Right, so if you make this beneficiary designation and you've got a will that says each of my grandkids gets $5,000.
Oh.
There's no money to do that out of, because everything goes directly to your beneficiary. Likewise, there's no money to pay funerals out of. There's no money to pay final expenses or get things taken care of. It all just becomes the property of that person you've named. And whatever else you've said, whether you've said it verbally or in writing, doesn't really matter.
Really? So beneficiaries can almost overrule other things?
They absolutely do. Yeah.
They do?
Absolutely.
I didn't know this either. This is news to me. So number 3, no contingency plan.
Right. So what happens if one of those beneficiaries dies? What happens if your relationship changes? What happens if one of them becomes disabled and can't inherit property? All the bank's going to do is, when they get a death certificate, they're going to cut a check.
Yeah.
Because that's what you've told them to do. If there's more to the story, you're going to need a little more planning to prepare for that.
This is so good. I'm really shocked by some of this, because anytime you sign up for something, you have to put your beneficiary down most often.
Right.
So just knowing that this can overrule so much of what you want is important. Number 4, no protection for beneficiaries.
Right. So if you have people that you want to give property to that are under 18 or that act like they're under 18, we need to think about that. We want them to go to the bank and get a check for $50 or $100 or whatever $1,000 that could ruin their life. I mean, I have clients who have friends or family with dependence issues, and it could literally kill them to get that kind of money in their hands. Let's plan for that. Or like I mentioned, if it's someone who's got a disability, they might be on state benefits that they're going to get kicked off of if they just give them a check. And we can plan for all that.
And that's the one thing you've said before, is that if somebody's on state benefits or they've got disability issues, you can really mess up their government help by giving them a large sum of money.
Right, yeah, what happens is, the first thing that happens when they get this big check is they get kicked off their state benefits. Then they have to use that big check to pay for what the state was already paying for.
Yeah.
And then when it's gone, then they have to reapply for state benefits and go through that hassle. So you haven't helped them at all. You've just given them a headache.
Right. And instead, you could have been helping them with additional funds to help with things that they really need on top of that state assistance.
That's right.
It's so great. Okay, number 5, possible future troublemakers.
Right. So the biggest problem, as easy as it is to put someone on as a beneficiary, it's just as easy for a troublemaker in the future to go and change that beneficiary.
What do you mean by that?
So the helpful neighbor who comes into mom or dad's life after the kids move away, and, oh boy, well, we're just going to take a trip down to the bank and you just need to sign this thing for me.
Yes.
There's really no more sort of protection for that. A lot of them you can do online.
Right.
Whereas if you're working with a lawyer, you're going to have to go into a lawyer's office and convince me that you're up to no good. And the first thing I'm going to say to you as the helpful neighbor is, get out of the room so I can talk to this person.
Yeah.
And there have been meetings that have ended at that point because they don't like that, because that's accountability, and we don't have any protection if we're just doing beneficiary designations.
You know, and it's funny because I'm sure you see this every day. I lost my father when I was 21, so I saw a lot of this. People do these things that you would never expect. I had somebody come into my dad's, hospital room and have them sign things.
Right.
They do it under the radar, and you would be like, nobody in my family would do that, and they
Right.
do.
Oh yeah, yeah. Get all the notes and all the statements and all
Yeah.
these different things that can get adjusted, and then we're after the fact arguing about it instead of, nope, Dad laid it all out in this trust. He had to go through these formalities to change it, which are really protections against all these bad influences coming in.
This is why people got to meet with you, Al.
I
It's
agree.
good to see you. All right, you got to call the McLario firm. They'll give you a free consultation about an estate plan and talk you through some of these issues. Their number is 262-251-4210. It can be overwhelming, so have someone guide you. For more information, visit McLario.com.